From Santa Fe, New Mexico, described as a gentleman. He is a college student, very soft-spoken. On the other hand, Tommy Eaglin, maybe more outspoken. And on a recent talk show with me, he just flat said, Chris LINSON can't fight with me. He hasn't fought the fighters that I have fought. Those are the words of Tommy Eaglin.
Well, the second half of his statement is certainly true, Henry. LINSON has not fought the quality of opponent, or as many opponents as Eaglin has. But then there's a matter of the skill level. Chris LINSON very quietly believes he's the better boxer. He intends to box this guy. Eaglin comes right at you. LINSON intends to give him angles, pivot to his left and right, and make that aggressiveness work against him. We'll see if he can pull it off with his relative lack of experience.
Well, let's see who's going to pull it off. It's going to be a very entertaining fight, I'm sure. I'm curious. How about you? Let's go into the ring and find out what's going to happen in our main event tonight.
To Diamond Dave Santos from Albuquerque, New Mexico. Diamond Dave. Prestige Promotions and Budweiser, your undefeated King of Beers, are proud. The main event. All bouts are sanctioned and overseen by the New Mexico Athletic Commission, Chairman Leo Dow and Louis Merck, commissioners. Also, we'd like to introduce you to the newest commissioners, just sworn in today. Stand up, ladies. The newest members of the commission. Your position set in ringside, Dr. C.D. Milligan. Judges for this main event, Judge leading by Martinez, Bill Gant, and Dan Cisneros. Your third man in charge of the action, Tony Rosales. Bulls. First, fighting out of the blue corner, he hails from St. Petersburg, Florida. Has a fine professional record of 15-4, with 9 coming by KO. He weighed in at a slim 145 and a half pounds, wearing the black trunks trim and green and yellow. Please give a warm welcome for Tommy Eaglin. His opponent, fighting out of the red corner, in the black trunks.
Well, a pregnant pause, a drama pause, whatever. And I don't think the ring announcer forgot Chris's first name, or his last name for that matter, but we're ready to get it on.
The introduction's what Tommy Eaglin is up against in terms of the home ring advantage. He feels that cost him the Lovato fight, and he has vowed that he won't let that happen again. He wants to stop LINSON, or at least beat him very decisively.
Well, watch closely, ladies and gentlemen. This is the main event, and these are two potential world-class fighters. How world-class? Still to be determined. And this is one more step in that direction. LINSON in black trimmed in white, and Eaglin in black trimmed in green and gold with a little bit of white. Left-hand, right-hand combination by Chris LINSON. And here comes Eaglin with power against the ropes. Well, we expected a brawl later, not in the first round, Rick Wright.
Yeah, Chris LINSON is fighting more aggressively than I expected him to. He's meeting Eaglin more than halfway so far. Nice uppercut by LINSON.
Chris Linson will throw a lot of blows with a lot of power. He's not as sharp with the jab.
I think Eaglin's discovering this is not a kid he can just walk over just because of the experience deficit.
And the face of Tommy Eaglin already puffed up with a sign of very red left cheek.
Well, it's been said that Eaglin didn't throw enough punches against Lovato. So far in this first round, he's having the same problem.
Well, Chris Linson Jr. scoring heavily here in the first round. Takes a left hand, but he counters with a left and right combination.
I think Tommy Eaglin's a little surprised already.
Signs of an early cut under the left eye of Tommy Eaglin.
Uppercut really working nicely for Linson. I think somebody's been doing their homework.
Now Chris, shy with words, but not shy in the ring by any means. Counter punching, everything that Eaglin delivers.
Eaglin shots haven't appeared to have much effect on Linson either, thus far.
Now they're both bangers. They love the physical part of this sport. Sounds redundant, I'm sure.
Eaglin probably needs to look at the body a little more.
Big power left hand.
Nice right hand by Eaglin.
Another right hand, uppercut by.
Linson needs to watch his balance and keep his hands up.
Both these fighters make their bones by counter punching.
Eaglin's corner is going to have to do something about his vulnerability to the uppercut. It's a major weapon for Linson so far.
Well, there is definitely a cut on the left eye of Tommy Eaglin, and Chris Linson is going right at it.
I don't know if he has a reputation as a guy who swells up or not, but certainly looks that way so far.
Good body shots by Eaglin. This is showing signs of being a war. After one round, the crowd enjoying it. How do you evaluate what you have seen?
Henry, I gave Linson that round. I thought he controlled it virtually throughout. One thing I noticed that he hasn't drawn a deep breath yet. He looks to be in excellent shape.
Of the Chris Linson from Santa Fe, this is Chrissy. What a supporter.
We expect.
Well, Henry, I was listening in on Jim McLaughlin, Eaglin's trainer. I heard him say that Linson was wide open, but I didn't hear him say for what. So we'll see what Eaglin does in this second round. Maybe he meant for everything. I don't know.
Big right hand and a right hand back by Chris Linson. Power punches by Chris Linson. Not backing off by any means. And they trade big right hands.
One thing Linson's finding, he can make Eaglin stop punching when he punches. Eaglin's not the buzzsaw that I was led to believe he was, not so far anyway.
Chris Linson sees he can score on the uppercut, but now it is Eaglin scoring against the ropes. Left hand, right hand, and now blood from the nose of Chris Linson Jr. They will stand toe-to-toe all night long. It's their nature.
Linson needs to stay off the ropes. That obviously wasn't a good place for him on that last exchange.
Big wide power left hands by Eaglin. And Chris Linson counters with the left hand of his own.
Linson's been a little less active in this round. Eaglin coming on a bit.
We have talked a great deal about stamina, conditioning when we talk about Chris Linson Jr., how vulnerable he becomes. He's stepping up in class of competition tonight. Do we look for that even more so here tonight?
One difference between this fight and Linson's fight in Las Vegas was that he's in with a man his size. David Williams just wore him down in Las Vegas with his superior strength and size. That's not the case here. It's just going to be conditioning straight up.
Well, very little movement by Chris Linson as he has taken some big shots here. Neither fighter will dazzle you with their footwork and speed. Here comes Chris Linson with 2 big bombs. Rick, they're content by staying toe-to-toe. May the best man win.
What we need to find out, Henry, is Chris slowing down because he's tired already? Or is it just a momentary thing? Lack of concentration or whatever.
Well, that was one of the things Tommy Eaglin expressed, that Chris Linson is not in shape. But the biggest thing, and here comes Chris Linson with several combinations to the head that got through the gloves, and more from Chris Linson as the round comes to an end.
Henry, he smiled and nodded his head on the way back. I did give it to him. It's also important to sell yourself to the judges after a round. Johnny Toppy is the master of that, as we all saw him back in Vegas in July. But I thought Eaglin won that round. He seemed to eliminate some of his vulnerability.
Don't forget the 8-count boxing hour, hosted by Dan Cisneros, every Friday night at 6 p.m. on Albuquerque's cable channel 27. Keep up with what's going on in the boxing world here in Albuquerque and around the world. The 8-count boxing hour every Friday night. Seconds out. Third round, up and coming.
As we start the new round, again they meet at center ring, Rick Wright.
Chris comes out shooting the jab, Henry. That's going to be a very important weapon for him because he has discovered he can make Eaglin stop punching, stop him in his tracks with whatever he throws. The jab is the quickest and easiest, sharpest thing to throw.
Well, they're almost identical in style and physique. They look as tall as one another and might be pound for pound the exact same weight.
Well, they are, in fact. They weighed in at exactly the same, 145 and a half yesterday afternoon. Again, Eaglin looks a little tighter in the midsection, a little stronger. I know that Chris Linson has hired a weight trainer. He's weight training, he says, for the first time. Not so much because he feels he lacks strength, but because he wants to make a better impression in the ring.
Well, he's taking some big shots here. He's going to have to find some defense.
He looks in trouble. I think those shots hurt him, dazed him a bit.
Well, he is content, and he complains to the referee of a low blow. But he's got to worry about the high blows.
Yeah, he needs to let the referee worry about that.
Well, Tommy Eaglin really having his way here in this round.
Linson needs to be able to move. If he's already so tired he can't move, he's in big trouble. He's got to create some distance, use the jab to stop Eaglin from coming in.
Now people are hoping that Linson has some more strength and more fire. But he is unable to dodge the blows here.
Not enough punches from Linson.
He almost looked at maybe it's strategy to let Tommy Eaglin fire away and tire himself out.
Well, Eaglin does not have the reputation of a guy who tires. He's scored a knockout in the 12th round in a previous fight.
Well, if that's the case, Chris Linson in a lot of trouble.
I just think he needs to create some distance in box.
Big right hand by Eaglin. And here comes Linson with one of his own.
Linson's just wide open right now, as Jim McLaughlin said.
Takes a big left hand from Tommy Eaglin. Now Tommy Eaglin with a right hand. Body shot. Here comes two left hands. That hit hard, and another one rocks Linson. And Linson comes back with two of his own. Now the crowd involved, as Linson made good contact with a big sweeping left hand, but now he's against the ropes, and Tommy Eaglin had the edge there as the bell sounds. Wow.
Here's lovely ring girl number 4, brought to you by
That's an exciting round, Henry, but Linson's hands are slowing quite a bit. Not much steam on his punches. It's a really bad sign this early.
Well, we will go another round with two fighters that like to go toe-to-toe.
66 Sales Discount Records. Seconds out.
Signs that he's ready to drop.
These things can be very deceiving sometimes, Henry, but it doesn't look good for a young man who is slowed down so much in just 3 rounds time. If he can just move his feet, create some distance and throw the jab, he can control this guy. I really believe that, but he's not doing that.
All right, Tommy Eaglin continues what he has done throughout the fight. Continues to move forward and back up Chris Linson. And he's having great success at anything he tries.
I feel like it's a myth, Henry, that Eaglin is just a forward fighter. You can make him stop. Linson showed that in the first round and a little bit in the succeeding rounds. He just needs to do it more often. Now he's moving, but he needs to shoot the jab. There you go. There's the jab.
And a big right hand by Chris Linson.
The jab.
Another left hand makes contact. Now the crowd getting involved, trying to spur this young man on from Santa Fe, New Mexico. Now here comes Eaglin again. Now more foot movement by Chris Linson, and it helps his cause.
This is more the fight that we expected Chris Linson to fight, Henry. He came out brawling and had surprising success in the first round. May have led him down the wrong path for a couple of rounds.
Chris Linson Jr. from Santa Fe, in black with the big wide white stripe on the left and right leg. Tommy Eaglin from Florida, in black trimmed in green and gold and white.
Linson has a cut by his left eye that's going to bear watching, Henry.
Very interesting fight indeed. Chris Linson with more energy in this round, Rick.
He's making Eaglin miss, and then he's countering. This is what he needed to do from the outset.
Now Chris Linson taking advantage of a slow-moving Tommy Eaglin. Big right hand. Eaglin bleeding from the left eye, and Chris Linson bleeding from the nose.
A lot less punishment.
Now dodging and weaving and moving around the ring. Chris Linson looking like a much better fighter here. Uppercut lands.
Now he needs to move. Linson needs to move. He can't let Eaglin do what he just did. Just bore in and land the uppercut.
Linson with two uppercuts of his own.
Linson's uppercut. Needs to get that left hand up.
Well, that is the punch of the evening, the uppercut. Another one lands from Chris Linson.
If you're in Linson's corner, you have to be concerned that he's tiring late in the round.
All right.
We will go to round 5. How do you capsulize that round, Rick?
There's lovely ring girl.
Felt Chris Linson controlled that round with movement, his jab. Didn't let Eaglin get set and do what he likes to do, which is just bore in, come right at you. Linson wasn't there for him most of that round. Good round for Chris Linson.
We'll go to round 5. back in 1 minute. Rising stars. We go to round 5. Rick Wright.
Henry, I heard Jim McLaughlin tell Tommy Eaglin to work the body, but he can only reach the body if Chris Linson allows him to. If Linson continues to move and jab, he can control Eaglin that way, provided he has the stamina to keep his feet moving.
Now more action for Chris Linson.
Nice
a counter
left hand
punch.
by Chris.
More aggressive. And it's working. And a counter punch by Tommy Eaglin. And Tommy Eaglin is taunting and yelling and screaming at Chris Linson. And this is a fight.
Linson needs to be careful, Henry. He can't be sucked back into a brawl. He can make Eaglin miss whenever he wants if he just does it.
Now Chris Linson backed into the corner up against the ropes again.
That's what he needs not to do. He's got to get out of there.
Now it counter punches. And Eaglin holds on to him.
Tommy Eaglin's a very strong kid if you just let him come right at you and lean on you.
Now Chris Linson, when he stands still, he gets beat up.
Yeah, here's Linson again, not moving his feet. He needs to just slide out of there. Cantor won't do it. There he goes.
Good counter punches, and he breaks away from the ropes. Now they lean on one another and they come underneath.
Both guys are showing signs of slowing down, Henry. The fact that Eaglin's slowing down some is a very good sign for Linson.
They both crouch down very low. Is that their always kind of style?
I don't know. It's not good style if it is. It's not a good thing to do. Linson has had some good success bending his knees and bobbing his head, avoiding punches, but it's a risky maneuver even so.
Well, Linson using the jab now and using the right hand, and the uppercut lands on the nose of Tommy Eaglin. Left hand by Eaglin and a big right hand.
Again, when Linson stops moving, he gets in trouble. He was in good shape in this round, and now he's losing it.
Left hand hurts Chris Linson, but now he comes back with several combinations.
Nice combinations, not a lot of steam on those punches, however.
Big uppercut, but he's rocked hard by right hand by Eaglin. And Chris Linson backed up against the ropes.
Is Linson in trouble?
Left hand, right hand. Eaglin has Linson in trouble.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Well, you said it.
Chris Linson Sr. is begging his son to get up. He makes it. This fight, this should not. Good decision. Good decision by the referee. It's over.
He is out on his feet. And Tommy Eaglin running across the ring and jumping up and yelling and screaming, and his assistants are as equally elated. In the far corner, we see a very dejected Camp and a stunned Chris Linson Jr.
Henry, we now know the answer. Was this too much too soon for Chris Linson? Yes, it was.
Well, how do you know that until you have a fight like this?
Well, you don't, but once again, if you look at the fight by fight, when you see the other guy has been 12, been 10 twice, and your guy's only been 6 a couple of times, that's something you need to be concerned with. That's hindsight, of course.
Well, Tommy Eaglin wins it here in powerful fashion, if you will. Those were big shots.
They were. I think Chris Linson has learned valuable lessons from this. Better conditioning, more movement, smarter strategy. Follow the strategy. He had a good fight plan going in, didn't follow it until it was too late. I think the second and third rounds took a lot out of him.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we will go through the formality with the referee, who will lift Tommy Eaglin's hand into the air. And I think it'll be a chore for Chris LINSON to get out of his chair just to come for the formality.
This is a new experience for him.
Everybody
He'll
at
never forget
Justice
this.
Enterprises would like to thank
No
you
matter
for
how
coming
long he
out
fights,
and look
no
for
matter
the
how long he
card
fights,
on November 1st.
this will
Thank
be
you
an
for all
experience
coming.
he will
Just a
remember
second, we'll
and
get
learn
to
from.
the decision here.
Well, he was hit with big shots. Tommy Eaglin from Florida. Eaglin is a name we will remember around here for a long time, and Tommy very impressive here as he drops Chris LINSON Jr. from Santa Fe on this Rising Stars card main event here in Albuquerque tonight.
Well, we may see Tommy Eaglin back in Albuquerque before too long for a rematch with Rudy Lovato, if not next month and perhaps the month after.
Well, Rick, we will take a break and we'll go into the ring and we will talk.
Rescue Productions. We bring out another fight right here in Albuquerque. Come out and see the finest in professional boxing.
Tommy Eaglin, the winner here in dramatic fashion, powerful fashion. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I told you I could punch.
Well, you told me in a flamboyant way on the radio the other day. We all detected it was talking trash, but your talk literally was in the ring.
I've said that before. Last time I was up here, I told you the same thing, but I got sick 3 days before the fight. And I came up here and lost a 10-round decision, but you know, once again, it's history now. But you're only as good as your last fight, and I showed everybody. Like I said I'm the man, and I'd like to give thanks to Chris.
Well, as he congratulates Chris LINSON Jr., and Chris obviously shaken, and we will continue this interview, but a real strong expression of sportsmanship. And Rick, you have a question for Tommy.
Tommy, before the fight, Chris was talking about showing you angles, boxing you, using your aggressiveness against you. He did come out doing that. He did a little bit in the third round. But did he make your job easier for you than it
I was just looking to see what he was doing because I knew he was tired. I could feel his strength going. And every once in a while, he'd hit me with one good shot, but not follow it up. So I was waiting for him to set back up against the ropes, because when he's up against the ropes, his angles don't work, because all I have to do is make one small step to his big step, and I was just waiting for the position to get him. I knew he was done after the second round.
How about Chris's power? Now, you have a sign of his power over your left arm.
Yeah. Now, listen. Like I said before, I've never been hit by him up until this point. Now, as history has shown, he's got good power. Really good power. He's got all kinds of heart. I know I hit him with some great shots. And, you know, like I said, he moves down to lightweight, he'll be a contender. But he's just not a welterweight. I like Chris. He's a good guy. I'm sorry it had to happen this way. But I told you, you know what I'm saying? All I got to do is deal with what's across the ring from me, you know?
Conditioning, definitely a factor.
Oh, conditioning is all, like I said to you on the radio and the paper, if you're not in shape, you can't learn. If I was out of shape, I couldn't learn what he was doing wrong.
You guys have to remember, this kid's only 21 years old. He's already had 19 pro fights. He fought the number 2 guy in the world on his 14th fight and got a draw with him.
A final question from you, Rick.
Tommy, we hear that a WBF title fight in Italy is a possibility for you.
To be honest with you,
Maybe not.
I don't think so.
But Chris can't punch.
It depends on these.
But I can take one, too.
Will we New Mexicans see you again here in Albuquerque in the future?
This is the man right here. You talk to Lenny and tell him to bring me back. I'll be here every time.
How about Rudy Lovato a second time?
Rudy Lovato. Hey, I want that loss, but, you know, Rudy won't come ever like he did. I like Rudy. That's the same with Chris. And Rudy, I sparred with Rudy to get, you know, Monday for this fight.
Well, here's the man. We'll ask him. Would you have Tommy Eaglin back again, Lenny Frescas?
Oh, you bet. Tommy proved himself tonight. Like I told you the last time, it was a bad night at the office, and you know he came around and proved himself tonight. So we'll be lining something up for Tommy in December.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity, Lenny.
If this cut is right, we're going to Italy. If the doctor says no, we're not going. See this?
He ain't going.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We wish you well. All right, Lenny Frescas, we bring you in. Rising Stars debuting.
The LINSON Lovato fight temporarily out the window, probably. What can we look for next time?
Well, I think our next fight, our main event for November 1st will be Andres Fernandez fighting on bronze medalist Michael Galati. That'll be our main event for November, and then we'll bring back Chris probably in December. You know, Chris did a good. We need to get him down in weight. Chris needs to fight at 140. You know.
All right. Final word from Rick Wright.
I concur completely that Chris needs to lose weight, fight with a lot of heart. Tommy Eaglin even said 135 might be the proper weight for Chris, and I think that's possible.
Yeah, Chris got a lot of talent. You know, Chris got a lot of natural talent. We just need to get him down in weight. He got the great future. You saw the fans. He got the fans, so we'll bring him back. He did a great job.
And the Rising Stars concept, obviously, debuting across the state of New Mexico tonight. This is the first, hopefully, of many shows in the near future.
Yeah, we'll be having one.
Hello, boxing fans. Dan Cisneros here at ringside, coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona tonight. We've got some good...